Hey, ChatGPT, if you could give me one number that would mean the average person wouldn't have to work again in the UK or the US, what would they have to make to cover the average earnings in those countries? Just give me one number, please.
If we're talking about financial independence, a commonly cited benchmark is often around 3,000 to 5,000 per month, depending on lifestyle. For many, roughly 4,000 monthly is a central target.
Okay, challenge accepted. Let's work out a way of doing it now. Okay, so before I share with you the system that I use to do that, and I will show results if you just bear with me 1 minute, I think we need to cover this. So if you ask anybody, would they rather kind of work from home, sat in a chair like this? The answer would be yes, right? But then when the reality hits, so imagine I was going to go and start a window cleaning round. I've got to buy the equipment, I've got to go and get the insurance, I've got to go and find customers. So I've got to knock on doors or drop leaflets, I've got to pay for advertising, I've got to do all these things, and I've got to go out and do the work. The good news about online is very little work to do. Now, what I come to realize over the years, when I started off online, I was keen to learn. I wanted to learn all this stuff. But what I've learned is that the average person watching this, maybe this is you, maybe you can relate, not technical, don't want to build a website, too busy, always at work, got things to do, family life, things to do. I've got a beach down there. I love to be on the beach. So, busy, don't have time to go and learn this stuff or do a lot. And here's the big one. You don't want to sell. People just don't like the idea of selling anything to anybody, right? So you need somebody like me to show you what's out there and the opportunity. But you, the average person, does not want to do that themselves. So what you become the point person rather than the pitch person. Now imagine this. Imagine if there was a system where you didn't have to build any websites, you didn't have to write any follow-up emails or anything like that. Where everything, all the heavy lifting is done for you. And get this, this is the big one. There's even a call center, a sales team, where if somebody has a question, they don't speak to you or me, they speak to the call center. This is the only business I really know that is like truly anonymous, right? In terms of what we do online, this you can be truly anonymous here with this platform. So the platform that I'm using is called Exitus Elite, and I want to log in now. I want to show you the back office and share my results. So this is the login for Exitus Elite. You can see as my name, the Turner, that's my username. So we're going to click login and you're going to be able to see on screen what we did with this system. Okay, so that's not to brag, it's not to boast, and it certainly is not an income claim. It's what we've done. So let me share with you now one of the major reasons that people fail online. And trust me, I've been doing this 15 years. I started off just like everybody else. I've learned the hard way. So hopefully I can, give you the shortcut. A lot of people out there don't believe anybody will spend like decent money. And yet, all over the UK, USA, Australia, Canada, people invest tens of thousands into franchise operations. But what we have here isn't going to cost you anywhere near tens of thousands and is like a franchise, right? So bear that in mind. But because of that belief and because a lot of the opportunities out there, the company get rich with a lot of people selling what we call low ticket, smaller amount commissions. So if we look at something that pays you $20, right, you need to make our target income here is $4,000 a month. To make $4,000 divided by 20, that means I need to make 200 sales every single month, every month. And this is why people, they grind their gears and they're messaging friends and family and getting into people's direct messages on Facebook and stuff like that and trying to bring in enough people every month to get free from their job. Now, if they're at a job, their time is limited as well. So you have a time squeeze, plus you've got all the pressure and you're going to get people saying no, and you might get a bit of negativity sometimes. And that's why you're fighting a losing battle. One of the things that we had to learn is the work to do to make a higher commission is exactly the same as it is to make a $20 commission. So if I want to make $4,000 a month, I only need what? 8 $500 sales. I need 4 $1,000 sales, or I only need 2 $2,000 sales, right? Now, there is a slight exception on the $20 front, and I'll share that with you in another video, or you can comment below and ask, okay? Can be a good part of what you do. But in terms of hitting $4,000 a month, we're sharing with you the best stuff now. So let's just talk about really briefly what Exitus is. There's no ongoing cost with Exitus. It's a one-time fee to join. You pay a license fee to Exitus Elite, the company. That then gives you the resale rights, some of which have cost the owner tens of thousands. That gives you resale rights to sell his products. And if you didn't know, the e-learning space out there is massive. So there's demand for knowledge and training and stuff like that. And that's what you get. In our case, it also means we can resell these products to make commissions. And they range anything from $100 to $250, $500, $1,000, and $2,000 is the top level. And that is it. That's as high as it goes, right? So that's kind of what you get, right? You can check it out if you opt in. There'll be a link around here or in the on this page or in the description. You can log in and you can see for yourself what it is. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What do you actually do to go and make sales with this business, and how do we eradicate the scary selling part so you don't have to do it? So this online business thing reminds me of years ago. I used to wear a red shirt in a store called PC World, right here in the UK. And this was my role when it came to selling Apple computers, right? I didn't know anything about Apple computers. Back in the day, IBM and Apple were like poles apart. It was only kind of really creative people, writers and musicians that had Apple, right? So it was completely different operating system. We weren't trained on it. It was awful. So if a customer came in and wanted to know about Apple straight away, we were nervous, didn't really know anything. So this is how it worked. So the store, PC World, right? They would advertise. They had a big sign above the door and it was near a road, so people would drive by, they'd see that. They advertised on TV, on the radio, and in the local papers. So let's imagine the Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they have a need, okay, or a desire for a new computer and they want an Apple. So they see the advert for PC World, they raise their hand and they say, yeah, I'm interested. And when they came in, right, one of the things we would do is greet customers. And Mr. and Mrs. Smith come and they say, I'm interested in an Apple computer. We need a new laptop. And we would go, oh, okay, we don't really want to talk to you, right? Because we don't really understand Apple. You need to see Rob. And Rob was our Apple rep. So what all we would do is we would send Mr. and Mrs. Smith over to see Rob, right? Now, we used to do this. We used to have these little slips of paper. We used to write our name on it and we go, Rob, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, interested in Apple. Can you do all the explaining? And most importantly, can you answer all their questions? Rob says, sure, leave it with me. I know it better than you. So Rob would talk to Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and if they purchased the computer, guess what? Rob or the checkout team would come and see me, and it was quite a big store, and they'd say, hey, Paul, by the way, yeah, you just made a commission because Mr. and Mrs. Smith brought an Apple. They brought the computer. And how they knew it was me that generated that sale, even though I really didn't do a lot, was just give my piece of paper to Rob. That piece of paper went to the checkout team when the customer said yes, when they wanted it, right? And that's what we're doing here. Can you handle that? Can you do that? So all we need to do is become the advertiser, right? That's all we need to do. That's where your work stops. So now let me tell you how you do that. So I've logged back into Exeter Elite into the back office to show you how this all works. So you will come over here and you can see here this marketing tools section. So when you click marketing, you'll have a drop down menu. The first thing we're going to show you is what's called lead capture pages. There are tons of these, and how it works is this is what you advertise. I'll show you how to do that in just a second, but there are quite a lot depending on the level you're involved with. To be honest with you, where it makes sense is the 500, the 1,000 or the 2,000. If you're looking at these, message me. Let me share another option with you. Okay, here's where it's debatable. Here's where the sweet spot is. Okay, and obviously that is where you position to make the most money. When you purchase one of these levels, it includes all the previous levels below. You can start down here and upgrade as well. It's all flexible. That's explained by Exitus on their presentation, right? So there are all these beautiful, beautiful lead capture pages. So you advertise, there's your link. That's the equivalent of you writing your name on the piece of paper, and that is what you would advertise in advertising. There is an automatic follow-up process that you don't have to worry about. There's no tech setup. Everything is done. These pages are beautiful. They're already done for you. And in fact, the owner of the business actually does all these himself. He goes and gets them designed, and now he's doing them himself. There is also what's called VSL, that stands for Video Sales Letter, and this explains the whole process. And when you click below, you'll see one of those lead capture pages, and you'll get to see that full presentation for yourself. So we send people to those links, the company do all the follow-up, and do you know what? That's pretty much it. Oh, I didn't tell you about the most important thing. So when somebody has a question, what they do is they will call a free phone number, a toll-free number, right? And all you need to do, if you want to use the call center, is click this button here and it says activate the Exeter sales team. They are there for you. The owner, he's one of the people that will actually answer the phone, but he employs a team of people like our Apple rep, Rob, okay, and he pays for that. You only pay if they make you a sale and they take 20% for handling for you. Now, I'm in the UK, so sometimes sales in the US can be like weird hours of the day for me. So it's a godsend for that. But I don't mind talking to people, but most people, they want to run this completely anonymously, right? So now we need to talk about traffic. And have I got a bonus for you to help you kick all this off? So I hope you can see that everything is set up for you. You have the equivalent of that Apple guy, Rob, doing the explaining, answering questions. All we need to do now is the advertising part. And there are a couple of ways of doing that. I want to explain those to you. Now, in the online world, we call advertising, right? Getting people to your website, it's called traffic, if you're not aware. So I'm going to show you where to get leads and our bonus for you if you join us. So once again, here we are in the back of Exeter Elite, and you'll see down here, resources, get leads. So when you click that, you have a few options. Now, let me just explain basically this here, this 5 leads a day. These are fantastic because these are people that have seen an ad, responded and filled in information. They've actually taken action to fill in some basic details about themselves, their name, their email, their phone number. They will get sent to you within an hour, right, of filling in that form. They get sent to you. So that is like Mr. and Mrs. Smith walking into the store. They are ready now to see some information. Okay, they are good, but it does require you to text them, right? Or you can send an email, but I will be honest with you, always be straight with our customers that texting gets a much better view rate, right? About 98, 99% of people see a text, about 20% see an email, just the way it is. Okay, so I would recommend these as our top source. If you do not, though, want to text anybody, then you are going to use something called solo ads, right? Now, there is a way of getting some free leads out here, and we can explain that to our customers. But here are traffic for me, and these are what's called an ad that goes out on its own, in other words, solo ads. And this way, people just they get presented your link and they can opt into one of those lead capture pages I showed you, and then they get followed up automatically via email. So what we want to do for you is if you join us at that $1,000 or $2,000 level to position yourself just like a franchise, we know the only thing you need to do is keep putting leads in. You put more leads in, more traffic, eventually somebody says yes. The system does all the explaining and all the answering all the questions. So what we're going to do for you is I've seen people do bonuses where they say, we'll put your link into a rotator. We're going to do better than that, right? So we're not going to share your link with anyone else. We're going to get traffic direct to you. So it's your leads. They belong to you, right? What some people do is they do a bonus and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to advertise and I'll put all my customers' links in, mix them up and they'll go in rotation. No, we will pay out of pocket for you to get leads depending on the level that you're at. So what I want you to do is I want you to click the link around here, right? And you'll have our contact details. Now, what you're going to get our fast start guide, mine and Eric's fast start guide. So you can see exactly what we did to make the sales we made. And you know what? We did it with free advertising strategy. So we'll share that with you. So that's the first thing we share with you, how to build it for free on social media. The other thing is we're going to give you lead. We're going to give you what you need to feed the engine, whether you're happy to send a text to somebody, whether you want to do it anonymously. Right. And by the way, some people say to me, I don't really want to text anybody because I don't want, it feels a bit awkward. If you walk into a computer shop and everybody ignores you, how do you feel? You've gone in because you want a computer, everybody ignores you. This is different. They've raised their hands. I'm interested in an online business opportunity. It's easy as that. The company tell you what to say. We can help guide you with that as well. So that's it. The Fast Start Guide. We have a support group as well. We have a call every Tuesday and we help our customers. So we do that every week. But most importantly for you is we're going to buy you leads and you need to speak to us and we'll tell you exactly how many, depending on what you're doing, whether you want to have solo ads or whether you want to have those, what I would say are the better leads, the 5 leads a day. So I can't say exactly what it is until I speak to you. So with that said, listen, Exeter, I'm going to hand it over to Eric. He's going to kind of close this out and let you know what he thinks about this system. But you can see what it's done for us, and I want to help you get the same for you, right? That's what I want to do. We don't just want customers, we want successful customers, right? So with that said, I'll hand it over to Eric, and then click the link in the description, or if you're on a page around this page, and you can get the information you need to get started. See you soon.
So let me ask you something. If is that all right, ChatGPT?
Of course, ask me anything you'd like. I'm all ears.
So if my program paid $1,000 and $2,000 instant 100% commission, and my goal was to earn $4,000 per month, would you say I could get there fairly easy? And what sort of combinations would those two cells would get me there?
It's definitely achievable, but of course it depends on consistency and traffic. If you want 4K per month, you could reach that with 4 1K sales or 2 2K sales. Or you could do a mix, like 2 1K sales and 1 2K sale. The key is knowing how many prospects you need to reach that. So it's really about having a system that consistently brings in interested folks.
So if we gave people a place to go get those leads and then we had a sales team to close for them, you think that would be really good?
It sure sounds like a winning combo. If people have a reliable source for leads and they don't have to handle the selling themselves, that lowers the barrier. It gives them confidence that someone experienced is helping close those high ticket deals. It could remove a lot of the guesswork and stress for them.
Hey guys, my name is Eric Green from Jacksonville, Florida. This system absolutely works. It works amazing. You've been watching my business partner, Paul Turner, out of the UK. We'd love to work with you. This is a phenomenal system, and it's one of the best. Been online for over 10 years. It's dependable, great sales team. We can get you the leads. And guys, it doesn't take much when you're starting to earn $500,000, $2,000 sales to get to that $4,000 a month. Have a great day.